At the morning meeting, I messaged my online girlfriend about the new gorgeous female CEO. She's extremely beautiful. After sending it, I suddenly felt a cold gaze upon me. Working late, 100 yuan fine. I gritted my teeth and retracted the message praising her beauty. Then I heard a voice in my mind, whimpering. Why did my husband retract that message? Did he take a fancy to that female CEO? I widened my eyes and looked up. The CEO lightly pursed her red lips, coldly listening to her subordinate's report. I sent another message. I got a tooth pulled yesterday. It hurts so much. Her sweet voice came through. Hubby got a tooth pulled? I feel so bad for him. Let me send him some money to comfort him. I looked at my phone in shock. A transfer of 100,000 yuan from my wealth account. Realizing my online girlfriend of 6 months was actually the company's CEO. I wasn't afraid, but when I discovered I could hear her thoughts, I panicked and hid in the bathroom, staring at the money Zhu sent. I dared not touch it. She asked, "Baby, what's wrong? Wasn't it a toothache? Take this money first. Buy whatever you need. This weekend we'll meet up. I'll take you out for a nice meal." My heart ached. Let's break up. You have more teeth than me. We're not a match. Before she could reply, I cruelly deleted her. Please help. It's not that I dislike money, but I fear the CEO knowing the truth, killing me with her icy gaze. How unlucky can I be? I finally got into an online relationship, and my partner turned out to be my icy boss. I wanted to take leave, but as I reached the office door, I heard her sad voice. Why did hubby break up with me? What did I do wrong? He said I have more teeth than him. Then I'll get my teeth pulled too. Zhu was going crazy inside, yet on the outside, cold and charming as ever, distant, like she's from another world. I swallowed hard, more determined to take leave. Luckily she didn't notice my abnormality. In a foul mood, I stood at her desk for her signature, hearing her inner monologue, rambling on and on. Did I upset my hubby somehow? But I didn't do anything wrong. Why won't hubby accept my friend request? I nervously swallowed. CEO, here's my leave form. Zhu didn't respond. She crumpled my form in her hand. CEO, don't be like this. I was afraid, embarrassed. Zhu smoothed out the form with her slender fingers. You said you need to see a doctor. I need to get hemorrhoid surgery to get the maximum leave. I went overboard. She frowned, but waved me off to rest. I tried my best, but he frowned. He waved his hand, telling me to go out and play. As I was leaving, I heard him already calling his assistant to schedule a tooth extraction surgery for tomorrow. I shed tears for our half-year friendship. I told my good friend about his plan to extract teeth. What? You heard my aunt is going for a tooth extraction? And it's for an online lover. That can't be allowed. I'm going to report this. My worried friend made a call to the Zhang family. The old lady exaggerated the story when retelling it. After the call, he patted my shoulder. You seem fine. Why aren't you at work? I broke up. That short sentence cut off what my friend was about to say halfway. I broke up. But I thought you were a lifelong bachelor. What a waste of that handsome face of yours. Angrily, I said, I just haven't met the right one yet. My friend rolled his eyes. Heartbroken, I drank the cup of alcohol in front of me. I didn't plan to tell the truth, but I forgot. I'm a lightweight drinker. I couldn't help but spill everything involuntarily. My brother patted my face. Haha, you really are something, he said with a chuckle. Chen Zi, you encountered me on your very first online romance, and you even unilaterally dumped me. I muttered and grumbled. Well, you kept calling me an eternal bachelor king. Even a bachelor king has his spring. I had just graduated back then, and my brother Zhang Hao got me a job at his company. I'm not really ambitious, so with his backing, I just slacked off and did nothing. I turned a 6-day work week into a 1-day work week. On that single day I worked, I only pretended to be diligent in front of Zhu because he really would dock my pay. He would come to the company for a meeting every Monday, and that was the only day I actually worked. I slacked off so much that people started complaining around me. My colleagues said I got in through connections, but as I played games, I said no. I waltzed in through the front door. My colleagues said I deliberately put on an innocent act in front of the female CEO, so I just showed them the 52,000 yuan my new online boyfriend had transferred me. Not a cent more or less. It drove my colleagues crazy. One of them pointed at my nose and cursed, I just can't stand you. We're all working stiffs. But why can you slack off while we have to work overtime? With just one comment, he stirred up the anger of the other employees. I calmly replied, I know you believe in yourself, but you can't just shoot your mouth off like that. Sure, I slack off, but I never shirk my duties. I tossed the workload I did in 1 month right in their faces. Seeing them look crestfallen, I sat back down proudly, continuing to slack off. But to maintain my slacker image, I had to furiously type away late at night. This had been going on since I was a student. I call it the stubbornness ingrained in Chinese people. Because I was so idle. When I was browsing a social app one day, I randomly added someone whose profile picture I found appealing as a friend. We chatted for about a month, and we felt we had great chemistry. My persona was that of an innocent, pure-hearted college student. With my limited knowledge, I discussed poetry, songs, and philosophy with him. We had been planning to meet up soon. But then at that meeting, I overheard his inner thoughts that he had discovered his online lover was me. "So you took leave in a pathetic manner," he said. I hung my head sadly. Though I fought back fiercely in reality, I was meek online. Zhu said he liked my bashful scholarly demeanor. But he didn't know that aside from my online persona, I often went berserk in real life. Hao assured me not to worry. "It wouldn't be so bad if you became my brother-in-law," he said. "I can't stand those wealthy young masters that grandma wanted my sister to marry." I let out a bitter laugh. "Isn't it because you don't want her marrying into a wealthy family?" "No, it's because those rich folks don't like me at all." I reminisced about those first few blissful days with my online lover. How I was once cornered in the pantry and had coffee thrown on me. The new pants he gifted me were stained and filthy. "I'm so sorry," said Liu Wei. My hand slipped. He had dirtied my clothes. Liu Wei spoke with a sarcastic tone, his face full of mockery. "Don't worry about it, Liu Ji. How much could those pants Chen Zi is wearing even cost?" "Yeah, I took a close look. They're just some cheap brands knockoff." I carefully wiped the coffee stains off my pants. Liu Wei continued his sarcastic taunting. That's when I snapped. I poured the instant coffee on his head. Despite his fury, I ripped off the brand label from the back of my shirt and slapped it across his face. "Those holes under your brows are for breathing, you know." Liu Wei trembled, pointing at me. "How can you afford luxury brands?" They already knew I was wearing authentic goods. Just because I removed the tag, they thought I couldn't tell it was real. They wanted me to eat humble pie. But they didn't expect that I would never remove labels from luxury items. How could I miss a chance to show off? "You must live by the sea," I taunted. "To be so broad-minded. Pay up first, then I'll tell you." Liu Wei shrugged helplessly. "I don't have money. It wasn't intentional anyway. I don't have money. It wasn't intentional anyway." And started shouting loudly. "Quick, look, workplace bullying. A bunch of old foxes bullying me, a fresh graduate hunk." Liu Wei and the others panicked. They tried to cover my mouth, but I ducked away and ran out, continuing to yell, "Isn't anyone going to stop this bullying? Workplace bullying. I may not have any other virtues, but I always act on my whims to get by in life. You can't let people walk all over you." As I rushed out of the pantry, I crashed right into something soft. Like a balloon, I looked up to see the skeptical gaze of the female CEO. I gulped hard. Who could have expected her to come in today? It wasn't even Monday. The manager hurriedly pulled me aside, smiling as he explained I was the new guy who didn't know any better. As we left, Zhu warned that impacting the company's image would mean docking half a month's pay. I stood there dumbfounded. Liu Wei gloated spitefully. I slumped at my desk, utterly dejected. Just as I was about to vent to my online lover, his message came through. "Babe, don't wear those pants I got you anymore. Today I saw someone wearing the same outfit. He looked like an idiot." "Not at all. Brother Ku, you're so dashing and charming." I didn't pay much attention to it at the time. I never wore those washed pants again. Now when I think back, I break out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, it was sent to my online lover. All of them were mirror selfies without showing my face. If Zhu had found out the boyfriend she called so handsome was actually me, this silly might never be able to slack off again. Feeling miserable, I drank one cup after another. I even considered quitting my job. Seeing how pathetic I looked, Zhang Hao immediately made a phone call. I thought he was calling for a designated driver, but unexpectedly, he called Zhu. This foreigner. Seeing Zhu in a tight dress with a slender waist and long legs appear in the bar, I felt even more miserable. Zhang Hao waved at her. "Little auntie, my brother has had too much to drink. Could you please help me send him home?" Zhu calmly replied. "You should stop drinking too. I'll drive you both." Without any hesitation, Zhang Hao threw my pretending to sleep body to Zhu. When I collided into Zhu's embrace, I clearly felt her body tense up. She refrained from pushing me away with great difficulty. An icy beauty on the surface, yet feeling wronged inside. Wah, brother Ku, forgive me. I was forced to touch another man. The one I truly like has always been you." Along the way, Zhu dragged me by one arm, with disdain yet politely stuffing me into the back seat. After all that, she even sprayed her hands with alcohol several times before stopping. "I'll walk back and spray some perfume brother Ku gifted me. I need to make sure I have his scent all over me." Hearing Zhu's inner voice, I lay limp in the back seat, pretending to be asleep. Zhang Hao pinched me secretly beside me. "Chen Zi, you coward." I turned over. "Bring it on." Zhang Hao grinned slyly. "I've already called your little auntie over. Just admit it, that you're her online lover, and it'll be fine." I kept pretending to be asleep, not listening. Zhang Hao gritted his teeth. "Little auntie, Chen Zi has something to tell you. I actually didn't go get hemorrhoid surgery. I woke up with a start, covering Zhang Hao's mouth, giving him frantic eye signals. With the two of them stunned by his words, I really did pass out from the alcohol. Little auntie, come help me a bit. I can't carry him. When I woke up, Zhang Hao was carrying me home. He grabbed my thick coat collar and dragged my limp body along the ground, spinning me around. I felt like big holes had been worn into my pants. Zhang Zhu leaned against the car door, her gaze turning this way. I closed my eyes tightly, trying to listen to her inner thoughts. If it was Brother Ku, I would definitely drag him back to my place. Zhang Zhu's inner thoughts, a constant murmur, yet without exception, they were all about me. I saw him coming. I continued feigning unconsciousness. Come here, Zhang Zhu, help me up. Zhang Hao followed behind. Don't worry, brother, I'll make sure you and I, little sister, get back on good terms. Zhang Hao had long known I was awake. Taking advantage of Zhang Zhu's distraction, he whispered in my ear. I was so angry I nearly jumped up to kick his knee. I knew it. This little rascal is normally as strong as an ox. How could he not carry me, a measly 100+ pounds? He's purely taking revenge for me hiding my online romance from him. Leaning against Zhang Zhu, I thought it would be tortuous. But in fact, her body was soft. The faint fragrance of jasmine flowers made me involuntarily relax. I wanted to cry if only I hadn't exposed my crazy side. Now my online sweetheart was right before me, yet I was too chicken to admit it. We arrived at the door of my home. Zhang Zhu set me down. How? You take care of her. I'll leave first. No, little sister-in-law. You don't know. Chen Zi. When he gets drunk, he turns gloomy and twisted, scampering around like a monkey. It's quite scary. I'm afraid I can't control him alone. Put him in the bedroom first. I'll make him some sobering soup. Zhang Hao ignored Zhang Zhu's puzzled look. Using the room card I gave him to unlock the door, Zhang Zhu carried my unconscious body, her expression cold. So this man really is a silly dog. I was utterly confused. Zhang Zhu seemed to find me a hot potato. And after some thought, she spoke up. How? I think this is inappropriate. There are still matters at the company. What are you saying, second sister-in-law? Zhang Hao had already opened the door when the leaping Bao Bao pounced into his arms. All right, Bao Bao, your brother is drunk. Let him sleep first. I'll play with you after. Oh, Zhao Ying, did you just say something about the company? Zhang Zhu stood at the door, her gaze on the wildly wagging Bao Bao. After pondering for a while, she spoke. Just go in. No, wait, why do I feel like her tone sounded amused? And the way she calls me has softened too. I broke out in a cold sweat, carefully recalling the intimate details. Bao Bao had never appeared on camera before. Plus, all Shibas look pretty much the same. She shouldn't be able to recognize him, right? Zhang Zhu laid me on the bed, personally helping me remove my shoes and covering me with a blanket. I strained my ears, trying to hear her thoughts. But put forth a great effort for not a word. Why is this ability still so temperamental? She just stood by my quietly bedside, watching me. I wanted to hear his inner thoughts, and strained with great effort, yet couldn't make out a single word. Why was this ability still so temperamental? He just stood by my bedside, gazing at me so quietly. Little Bao Bao's eyes darted between us, until he finally couldn't resist nuzzling Zhang Zhu's leg. I panicked, fearing Zhang Zhu might bully Bao Bao. Just as I was about to open my half-closed eyes, I heard Zhang Zhu's inner voice. So cute, I breathed a sigh of relief. Then Zhang Zhu's voice came through again. Cutie, I want to kiss you. I meant to keep eavesdropping, but Zhang Zhu had already turned to leave the bedroom. The moment she left, I finally relaxed for real. A wave of fatigue washed over me. In my half-awake days, someone helped me drink a sobering soup. I sighed, oh man, this is too bitter. Give me a coconut candy. The person feeding me hesitated a moment, but as I opened my mouth, a coconut candy was brought to my lips. I accepted it groggily, seeming to brush against their fingertips. The sweetness filled my mouth, leaving me utterly content. I lay back with my eyes still closed. A good brother as always. Help me request a day off tomorrow. These past few days have been nerve-wracking, but I heard no response. Overcome with fatigue, I bundled in a blanket at home for a few days. I nervously logged onto my secret account. I had expected to see a friend request from my online sweetheart, but there wasn't a single notification. An inexplicable sense of loss rose within me. Yet once I realized my online sweetheart was Zhang Zhu, it made sense. She's a wealthy young lady. After I so brazenly deleted her friend request, she's probably found herself a new lover already. Today was Monday. To avoid running into Zhang Zhu, I considered taking another day off. But after seeing the company group message, I hesitated. Zhang Zhu had posted in the group, "Today is a good day. Anyone who comes to work gets triple pay." With her single message, the previously dormant company group burst into activity. "I'm already at the company," said one, hastily adding, "but not for the love of work. Work makes me happy." Liu Wei even sarcastically commented in the group, "Chenzi, you just stay home and recover. I'll collect your triple pay for you." "CEO, you won't get mad, right?" Zhang Zhu coolly replied, no listening to their exchange. Made me so angry, I marched straight to the office. The moment I sat at my desk, I vowed that no one could stop me from earning base pay. During breaks, Zhang Zhu would pass by me from time to time. Whenever I was about to burst and ask her meaning, Zhang Zhu summoned me into her office. She sat in the boss's chair, her expression dark and inscrutable, yet with a glimmer of expectation. Chenzi, do you know why I called you in here? I scratched my head. No. You don't want to pay me triple salary. Sure, I was late and left early, but if you're docking my triple pay, can't you at least give me base salary? Zhangzu's brief expectation turned to speechlessness. I strained my ears to hear her thoughts. But that ability seemed to fail me again. Zhangzu stood up, approaching me step by step. I could even hear her breathing. Just beside us were the window blinds. Any colleague passing by would certainly see the scene inside. Zhangzu's seductive voice exploded in my ear. Was it me? Is that why I said today is a good day? I grew so tense, my toes curled tightly. My mind raced wildly, trying to guess what important day this could be. The only thing I could think was the day my online lover and I became attached in that game. But after discovering my online lover was Zhangzu, I severed that attachment and uninstalled the game. Surely she couldn't mean that though. After all, then I was the one who forcibly bound us as a couple. Seeing my hesitant look, Zhangzu gritted her teeth. Her eyes even held a hint of hurt. Chenzi, you really only care about money, don't you?